Perfect. 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 Perfect.
What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports at Houston, Texas, Homer Network. We'll be talking all sports, but only Houston. And I know some of y'all want to talk Rockets. We'll save that for another time. We're talking Texas today, but we got a gentleman from the round getting down with us this evening. Who is in the mix with us tonight, man?
What's the deal, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Spitz, man. What's the deal? Let's get it going.
Already. It's Spitz to throw this ingredient join us today. And I want to send a special shout out, man. One of the Roundtable's finest having a happy birthday today. Shout out to Wink. You know what I'm saying? I think you're in the NY right now, so hopefully it's been a good one. Shout out to Wink. Happy birthday, man. And the reason I don't talk Rockets, DeMarque, is because of you. I'll have all the Rocket streams in the world as long as you don't show up. But see, whenever you show up, I don't want to talk about the Rockets because you're there. So how about that? How about that, DeMarque? I'm going to start doing private streams just so you don't know and send a link to everybody else and not you. And for those of you who wonder why I got a bow tie on, I'm dressed up. I've been doing this in the den lately, and so sometimes I'll change in between streams, but I just said, fuck it. It's Friday. I'll be fancy. Yes, he said not. Like when did Clueless come out? 94, 95 or some shit like that, 96, I don't know. There's probably before DeMarque was ever even born. This nigga over here talking about not. Get the fuck out of here. This 2020, nigga. Get you update your slang, nigga. Let's see who's joining us. We're going to talk about a couple of things today. Is the season really over? And we're also going to talk about the untouchables, right? And we're going to talk about some of the trade rumors, the things that have been thrown out there. And I see y'all saying we got a fucking seventh. For who? I don't even know. Again, who do we get a seventh for? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, we'll get into that. But let's see who we have joining us. Let's talk about it. Well, of course, you don't, Heidi. You have some form of Hispanic in you. It's like against your religion and culture and everything else. Myron Benson, what's the motherfucking deal? You in Connecticut? Ooh, bro, stay warm out there. But shout out to Myron, man. Good to see you, man. Unspoken Voices, always good to see you. How you doing, man? Man Things, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you, sir. Charles Montgomery, what's the motherfucking deal? Houston, Texas Talk, you just ran over a cat? You probably shouldn't have told us that. I'm calling the ASPCA right now. Where's my phone at? Hello? Yeah, it's a person in the chat, cat killer. Yeah, I hold. Purple Drink, what's the motherfucking deal? Footballer 503, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see, Black Schultz, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, he's Hispanic. Get him quickly. No, I'm not looking for ICE, not ICE. I'm looking for the ASPCA, Animal Control. Yes, thank you. John Scott, what's the motherfucking deal? Herb Gotti, Power, Brian Calhoun, Brian Herrera, Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? T. Rio, what's the motherfucking deal? Jamari, let me see, Jeff, Nady Dog, Tony Cooper, Heidi, the best half of the best moderating coming in all the land, Miss Alana Miller, how you doing, ma'am? Jimmy R. And, you know what, I ain't holding this long. But anyway, My Town Trio, let me see, Juan, what's the motherfucking deal? Dead Shred, shout out to the Dirty Bay, I see you, Alan Harris. Hey, look, man, if I missed you, I ain't dish. We got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream today, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. But you know it's all love, man. Sauce Nation, I love each and every one of y'all, man. Let's talk about it, right? So, is the season over? I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say statistically, we are still there. Probably, I'm probably guessing a single percentage that we still have a chance. But what I want to look at, and I want to look at how the Texans have fared as of late against certain teams. What Deshaun has been able to do. What is he, number 2 in the league now? I don't know what the numbers are because I think because Matt Ryan was ahead of him. And, you know, the teams that we're facing. And is there a chance that we could still maybe stumble into the playoffs? And is it even worth it to stumble in the playoffs if we possibly can? So let's look at the rest of the schedule, and then let's kind of dive into this conversation. So when we bounce back, when we come back, you have Jacksonville, Cleveland, New England, Detroit, Indianapolis, Chicago, Indianapolis again, Cincinnati, and then Tennessee to end the season, right? So looking at these games, and it's not necessarily a gauntlet. I don't think it's nowhere near as tough as what you had to start off the season with. And me personally, I think there is a little chance for potential. I think some other things have to fall into your favor. I don't think the Texans are going to win outright. But I think there's a possibility for potential. But Spitz, looking at these teams, looking at what we got lined up, looking at what the Texans have been doing the last few weeks, and just, your own personal opinion, what do you think the likelihood is that the Texans could still stumble into the playoffs?
I'm not gonna say it's a high chance, but they did open up another playoff spot, and by that number, if you just go back to last year, with that playoff spot, Pittsburgh would have made the playoffs with that added spot at the record of 8-8. So, which means you're talking about that you have to find a way to get to 8-8, 9-7, possibly.
Yeah.
So with being 1-6, you're talking about, what is it, 9 games left? You're talking about you gotta go 8-1 or 7-2 to make that happen. And is it a possibility? I mean, it's a chance. You give it Sunday. I mean, anybody can go out there and win.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, and I actually think they'll beat the Titans on their last game, partly because I think Derrick Henry and some of the other guys it'll probably be reverse of what happened last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans can walk away with a dub there. So you're talking about, because I know they got it. It depends on what happened with you have the 2 Colts games and the Chicago game. Those 3 games would be quite interesting because I think me personally, I think they'll beat Jacksonville when they come back. I actually think they'll beat Cleveland because I just, for some reason, I just have a feeling I have a feeling they'll beat Cleveland. And then you have the Patriots and the Lions, and well, I mean, it just all depends. I think, like I said, that stretch when you got Colts, Bears, Colts, that's a very interesting stretch, and that might probably determine the real shot if the Texans really do have one. So there's a chance, like I said, because they opened up another playoff spot, and the goal will have to be to, at the very least, to get to 8 wins. So that means you have to go, like I said, 7-2 down the stretch, and let's see what happens. I wouldn't hold my breath on it, but like I said, there's a shot.
Okay. And I'm kind of in the same boat with you, because when I look at that list, we know New England is kind of figuring things out right now. Indy, and again, I don't know who Indy is until we see them. And so I think that first Indy game is going to tell us a lot. Now, I can't remember, is the first one here or there? I can't recall. If y'all know the thing, y'all let me know. But I agree, that little stretch right there, because Detroit you're not worried about. Chicago's going to be very interesting, too, depending on who they trot out there. And then, like I said, I agree with you on that last Tennessee game. The way things are looking right now, and again, anything can happen, Tennessee's going to probably be resting guys. And, so the Texans, it'll be a kind of a reverse situation of last year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about Detroit. I'm really not. It's Detroit, right? That's just certain cities have certain things. Houston might be one of those cities. So let me stop talking. But but nah. So I think there is a possibility. So is it over? Let's be honest. The likelihood of, if you're going by based on what they start off with this season, it's not looking good. Like it's not. You know what I'm saying? But the possibility is that we've seen stranger things happen. We saw, the 0-3 situation, but again, very favorable schedule that allowed that to happen where they won those games. And so that's kind of what had me looking at this, is because it's not like I said, it's not a murderer's row. These are winnable games, but you just kind of got to wonder, is the defense going to show up in any of these? You know what I mean? And I think we already know the answer. So Deshaun is going to have to put up monster numbers for that to even be a possibility. So if we do go to the playoffs, if somehow we end up in the playoffs, Deshaun will also have his best statistical season. Up until that point, that's what it's going to take for us to get there. But I kind of want to get. Let's go ahead.
If the Texans climb out of an 0-4 hole and get into the playoffs, I don't care really what the statistics say. Mm-hmm. Deshaun better get a lot of MVP votes.
Yeah, that should be.
Because that means he really would, like that. That's the definition of being the most valuable player.
Yeah, and that's terrible, especially having to deal with what you had to deal with initially to get to this point. So I agree. I definitely agree. Well, see, DeMarque, because you're not a true You're not a true disciple of Ray Ray, right? So you don't understand the philosophy here. And I get it. We lost to Denver last year. I'm not underestimating any team anymore. I get it. But see, as a disciple of Ray Ray, I understood the O'Brien impact, right? So it's going to take a while to get some of that funk, some of that stink. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Off of us, it's still some of that culture crust is left in the building. So, but I get it. I
A
wouldn't
lot, there's
underestimate
a lot
anybody.
of that culture
Yeah,
left.
yeah. It's a lot of shit slithering around the building currently. You know what I'm saying? So I hope niggas is watching their ankles. You know what I'm saying? Might get bit, and next you know, it's a wrap. But I want to get into what's been going on, what the talks have been, and I know what a lot of people want to get into, and that is trade rumors. That is, what can we get? What's possible? So some rumors have been floated out that there are four untouchables, right? And of course, Watson, as it should be, the guy you just gave a lot of money to protect Watson and Tunsil, guy that you just drafted with your first rounder, the last first rounder you had in Howard. So you got your bookends. And then on the defensive side of the ball, J.J. Watt. So when you heard that these guys were untouchable, what does that say to you that right now this current regime of the Texans, or what's left over in this regime of the Texans, is trying to do?
That they are entertaining trade talks for pretty much the whole roster. Um, I'm not surprised. I know a lot of people are probably outraged and upset that JJ's on the list. I'm not surprised that JJ's untouchable. Not at all. The reason why I'm not surprised is I kind of felt like this the moment after the whole thing went down with Andre Johnson and Bill O'Brien, the whole only gonna get 40 catches and basically releasing Andre Johnson, and then he got released on a weird day. It was like a Tuesday. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was just everything about it was weird and poorly handled.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew then. I said JJ's gonna retire Texan because the way that this was handled, it was botched,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not going to just let other great players just walk out the door uncomfortable. And I think if Bill O'Brien wasn't here, of course DeAndre Hopkins will retire as a Texan as well. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But so I'm not surprised at all that the organization had basically come hell or high water that they want JJ to retire as a Texan, unless JJ comes out himself and says that he wants to trade. And I don't think that he wants to be traded himself, because if he did, he wouldn't help try to push Bill O'Brien out the door. Because if he wanted to trade, he would just got himself traded when they were 0-4. He wouldn't even be like, if I want to leave so bad, I don't give a fuck who y'all coach is. I'll
Right.
go ahead and just trade me, get rid of me now.
Yeah.
So that's why I never felt that he might be frustrated. Never felt that he himself wanted to actually leave the situation because he fought to help get Bill O'Brien out the door.
Yeah.
Uh, the Tunsil one is, and not Tunsil, but the Tunsil and Deshaun, of course, both of those are no brainers. You have a left tackle. You have a left tackle regarded at the very least the second best left tackle in the game. You have Deshaun Watson, who's the franchise quarterback. They're both 25. I think Tunsil might be 26. So you basically compare them for the rest of their careers for the next 10 to 15 years. You have your franchise quarterback and your franchise left tackle. So that's no brainer. Tyus Howard is interesting. I'm not surprised. It's interesting, but I'm kind of surprised. But I get it. I understand you. He's your right tackle. You want to make sure that both of your tackles are booking. And another guy who's I think might be 22, 23, something around there. So another young guy that you compare for another, like I said, 10 to 15 years. I know I'm more likely in the minority with this, and I'm gonna explain why. But I understand I'm in the minority in this. I think Fuller should be on this list as well. Yeah.
How so? Why do you feel that way?
Okay. For instance, one, you're not going to get what you want for him. At the very least, I think the highest you're going to get for Fuller is a third round pick. If Hopkins went for a second, do you really think you're going to get anything equal to that or greater for Will Fuller?
No.
So you're going to, at the very least, you're going to get a third round pick. Well, if you let him walk out the door for Ace, you're going to get a third round pick anyway. So that's really counterproductive. So when you tell me you're going to trade Will Fuller for a third round pick and then replace him with this third round pick, because then you're going to have to bring in a receiver. Like you got Deshaun can't just throw the L. Like he's going to have somebody to throw to. So now, if it's like you let him go to free agency and his price tag's too high, and that's just the cost of paying, that's just the cost of business. That's different. But just to give him up, just to recuperate, to get a pick back that you're going to have to spend to get another receiver is, like I said, it doesn't make sense. And then also, then you're going towards the territory that you're going to start to alienate your quarterback. You talking about 7 months, in a 7 month span, you get rid of his number one and number two receiver, the two people he have chemistry with. Like the two people, that's the reason. Think about when he scrambles around, he's throwing to Fuller. He's not throwing to Cooks. He's not throwing to Cobb, because they don't know how to get open when Deshaun starts to do his thing. But Fuller does, because he's been here this whole time. So that's why I think that Fuller should be on this list, because I think that's going to be the one of the best ways to keep your quarterback happy, to keep familiar targets for him to throw to.
Correct.
Because then you're just going to have to replace them. And I know people probably saying, y'all probably saying, talking about, well, Fuller's the injury concern. Fuller was never hurt at Notre Dame. His injury concerns didn't get here till he got to Houston. Who's to say that whoever you draft don't have those same injury concerns when he gets here as well?
Correct. Yeah.
Because Fuller has a hamstring issue. In the past, I think it might be something with the facilities, because I don't know if y'all noticed, within the past 3-4 years, we've had a lot of hamstrings.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like Fuller, Stills, Kiki, Bruce Ellington. Who else? I think Merciless. Somebody else on the defensive side had hamstring issues. Well, we've had a lot of hamstring issues within the past 4 years, and so I think it might be a training issue. Also, something else.
It may be the air in Houston, because that shit carried over to the Rockets and shit. Chris Paul got caught up in some of that shit. It's just something. Yeah. It's something in the air in that area of Houston. You know what I'm saying?
They drinking that Bayou water.
Yeah. Like somewhere around 6'10", some shit going down. Man, we 90. What does this say? 98 deep, 39. Like we can't even get half the like. Man, we got y'all telling me more than half this stream right now is haters. Is that how we rock? More than half the South Stream right now is full of haters? I can't believe. We 100 deep, 100 on the money, 40 likes, so we got 60 haters in here. I can't believe. But no, and again, y'all know how I feel about Will, but I kind of agree with you. And again, we put in a situation because of what that guy with the chin did. Like, you have no leverage when it comes to any kind of deal. And I'm going to hate to use this person as making a good point, but I'm kind of in the boat with what that Kleindienst person said with the JJ thing. Like, and I understand it, but do you think that there's a possibility that, hey, we put JJ on this list and we mark him untouchable to up the price, to up the offer somebody would have to make if they were really interested? Do you think that's kind of like a game they're playing, or do you feel like no matter what, JJ Watt is completely untouchable, even if somebody came to the table with a one for him?
No, I think the only way there's only two ways JJ will be moved, and that's one, if he chooses himself, like if he goes and says I don't want to be here anymore, and I'm gonna make a fuss about it. I'm gonna make it completely uncomfortable, completely known that I don't want to be here, so get rid of me. Or if somebody just offers up, if somebody calls and say, hey man, I'll give you 2 1s and a 3, or 2 1s and a 2. You like Laramie Tunsil. The Dolphins didn't want to trade Laramie Tunsil, but when you offer 2 1s and a 2, hey,
what are you gonna do? That's a once in a lifetime offer, like especially you trying to rebuild your franchise. Shit.
Yeah, and I don't see anybody doing that for a third. Even though, in my opinion, I think Jay's still playing well, but he's still at the end of the day he's 30. He's 31, and in a 4-year span, he's missed 3 seasons.
Correct.
He's missed over half of 3. He's missed at least half or over of 3 seasons. But in 16 he played 3 games. In 17 he played 5. He played all of 18. And then last year he played 8. And then luckily we got to the playoffs and they were able to extend the season. But if we didn't get to the playoffs, his season would have been done. So you're telling me in that span, and I know a lot of people been trying to trade JJ for the longest. And JJ was never going to bring you value. The only time JJ was going to bring you value, you would have traded him back in 2014. And at that time, he was Defensive Player of the Year. You'd be stupid to trade him then. But after his first year, like the first year in 16 when he got hurt, and that's when people really thought we need to trade JJ. one, you couldn't have traded him because he was coming off an injury. You wouldn't be able to move him. And then the following year, once he got hurt again, okay, now he got 2 back-to-back years of missing out the whole season. His value completely goes down. So you might have been maybe in 18 when he had an All-Pro season, you might have been able to flip him, but you would never got what you would thought he was deserved. You would never got a 1 for him. You at that time you would probably got a 2, and now I don't think you can even get a 2. I think at best you'll get a 3.
That's kind of the boat I'm into. Like I think when you're looking at age, price range, you know, how long you have control over the player. Like,
all those things going through. All those things are factors.
Yeah.
It's not just he's a defensive player of the year and he has a 98 rating on Madden.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to take away age. You got to take you got to take injury concerns, and you got to add all that into consideration. And when you're trying to deal somebody, think about this: when you're in a position where you're giving something up, especially when you're trying to move on, it's not like you're getting something because they want it so bad. You're trying to deal it.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to deal something, you automatically at a disadvantage because you have to take whatever they give you.
Correct. Especially when they know you're in that situation, yeah.
Exactly, because they know you're trying to move on, so you lose all leverage. So now they're like, okay, well, shit, I'm gonna offer what I want to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go out there and just offer this big king's ransom. And then something that is completely understated that people do not talk about. Do y'all really want Jack East to be making these deals? He is one half of the brain trust that dealt Hopkins. He's one half of the brain trust that dealt Jadeveon Clowney. He's one half of the brain trust that brought in Tussle for that ransom. Do y'all really want him to make these deals?
No,
We can see we're blue in the face talking about we want to move this and this person needs to get traded. Y'all gotta think about who's the person making the deal. At the end of the day, we don't have leverage, and the person that you have is making the deals is completely unqualified.
Yeah.
He showed you that he's unqualified.
Exactly.
It's not speculation. Look at his track record.
Correct.
He's completely unqualified.
And the track record, excuse me. Fucking track record is fabricated, goddamn. Fake ass. And told y'all, that's what we need to get trending on motherfucking me on Twitter, nigga. Jack Easterby is a scammer. Easterby is a scammer. He's a real live scammer. Like that nigga, he worse than that rapper that dropped the damn the EDD song. Goofy ass. The nigga got caught up, told everybody how he was scamming, how he made all his money, and then wonder how he got arrested. Like he's a worse scammer than that motherfucker. Like Jack is the worst.
He told people how he was making the money.
Man, it's bro. Real quick, I'm gonna tell the story. If y'all don't know, make sure. And I know like it was supposed to be Wednesday was the last day, but somebody hit me. A Super Sauce OG said they needed a couple days. They wanted to get a shirt. So people who have been in big support of channel, I've been corners for them. So y'all have like to the end of this weekend, but Monday is the last. Like I'm going to the printer Monday and get these things in order. So if you still want to get one of them shirts, and a shout out, I apologize to everybody who's already placed their order. For waiting a couple extra days, I really do apologize. But if you've been, I gotta show love to the OGs. $30. The link is in the description. That's for the shirt and for shipping. The PayPal link is in the description. These shirts will only be available via pre-order. These are not going to be on any other platform. So when this is over with, like you're not going to get none. So that's the only reason why I'm extending a couple of days for the triple OG. But so get those. Like that's it. Once it's done, it's done. Like I ain't gonna bring them back. But so fuck with it. But yeah, a dude, I forgot the name, Nuke Bizzle and some other nigga. Yeah, Rahelia, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Fucking goofy ass Nuke Bizzle and some other dude. Apparently he was a nigga from Memphis. I ended up watching how the nigga got caught up. Because I heard the song when it came out. Because a group of people I follow on Twitter, they're they don't give financial advice, but they offer good suggestions about things. And so they was talking. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I listen to this shit. So California, they got that EDD shit. That's like their unemployment insurance or something like that. And so niggas been scamming the fuck out of that, like from all over the place. And so this nigga basically scammed like 1.2 million, I think, from these motherfuckers. When he got caught not because of the song, but he got caught with a card. And I think he said he had like 94 of them hoes total, and I think they was putting like $20K on each card or some shit like that. So he got caught with a bunch of them hoes. But the nigga made a song called EDD and basically talked about I'm waking up scamming and I'm scamming this EDD shit. Like Boosie, woo woo woo, and he's just doing this. I'm scamming the EDD. Woo woo woo. Look at me. I ain't got to sell dope. I'm doing the EDD. And then you get your dumb ass caught up in the shit. So made the whole video, made the whole album. Made like it was I won't say it was a little hit. It was a little underground hit, and got his ass caught up. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. That's what I say, man. Like, it's okay to like entertainers, it's okay to like athletes, but like stop giving these motherfuckers more props than they deserve. Like people for what you like them for. Like if you fuck with me, only fuck with me because you see me on the Sauce stream. Don't say I fuck with that nigga Honcho. You don't know what I be doing behind the scenes. I might be in some scandalous shit. Don't you know? If you don't know, don't be just associating yourself with people you don't really know what they be on. And that's why I say like rappers, a lot of these motherfuckers dumb as dirt. You feel me? Like that nigga stupid as shit. You could have been sitting on 1.2. And I'm not telling y'all to go do anything illegal. If you'd have just shut the fuck up. But you had to be a rapper so bad, you had to tell everybody what the fuck you was doing. So that's all I'm saying with that, y'all. So.
Giving the game plan word for word.
Word for word. And then it's super funny because after that song dropped, I started seeing all kind of news of people getting popped for that fucking EDD shit. I saw another chick. She was like going to court for some other shit and got arrested for EDD scamming in California. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are out of line. Yeah, you want the clout. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers want to be famous more than they want to be rich. And that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's real dumb. But yeah, so let us say the little song was catchy though. You're going to be singing at home in jail for a long ass time. I think they say facing up to 22 for that shit. But hopefully save some of them cars and go get his ass a lawyer. But yeah, so it's unfortunate. But real quick before we get ready to wrap it, because I told you it's going to be a short stream. But what are your thoughts on guys like, Cunningham being made available? We've already talked about, B-Max out of there, but, with some of these other guys like Reed, and, he's having a kind of a down year. Cunningham, questionable, he's still, I think, third in the league in tackles. Like, what do you feel about guys like this being made available, and what kind of compensation do you think that a guy like Reed or Cunningham should return if somebody was interested in them?
I don't think anybody's going to trade for Reed. Cunningham is interesting because I can see them trying to move all. I can see them trying to move Cunningham's contract, and I think that's the only reason why Cunningham is on this list. I think if Cunningham was playing at the level that he was playing last year, he would be on the other side on the untouchable. He just got the deal, but it's like they might have a little bit of buyer's remorse, so to speak. Like maybe we paid the wrong guy. See, and possibly either franchise tagged them or took our shots there. Yeah. But I think really what you did, you paid the wrong guy because maybe you should have just paid DJ Reader, but that's a conversation for another video as well. That's why I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they probably have slight buyer's remorse with Cunningham because Cunningham has not looked good this year. No, I think Justin Reed has had spurts, but I think Justin's stuff is a little bit more explainable because I just think he needs help in the back end. Nope. I just think he needs help because think about when he got here, he had Honey Badger and Kareem helping him in the safety position, and that's when he was making all his little splash plays, all the game changing, game saving plays. Now it's like the focal point is on him. So it's like he has to do too much, and then like I said, and then the defense itself is just completely depleted. Like it's JJ and the Misfits.
Sound like a band, nigga. That's why they do the rock and roll shit. That's the band, nigga. That's the band. That's his best backup singers and shit. That's why they rock and rolling.
I wasn't high on the John Reed pick, but man, throw John Reed out there. Let him get some time. I was really high on Jonathan Gannard. I'll put him out there. Yeah. Put Martin out there.
What do you think is the issue with the Grenade? Do you think that's just a rookie thing, or do you think he's kind of maybe having some issues coming along? You think it's just a rookie thing?
Everybody on this damn coaching staff then drunk that Bill O'Brien Kool-Aid that rookies don't know nothing and rookies can't contribute because there's no reason why. There's no reason why these guys are not even being rotated in. Yeah, these guys are not even getting rotated in. Correct. Let alone actually getting significant playing time. They're not even getting rotated in. I think it was the Pittsburgh game was the first time in franchise history that not one rookie played a snap on offense or defense. The first time in the history of the franchise.
That's stupid.
Come on. Exactly. Like this whole Bill O'Brien, rookies don't know anything. It's a veteran league,
Yeah.
and it's just stupid when you got a rookie. I mean, I think Cincinnati doing well with their rookie.
Yeah.
Like I mean, Joe Burrow out there just throwing
Yeah.
all type of yards.
Chiefs doing well with their rookie.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. He's second in the league in rushing. Like his rookies contribute. You seen Jordan Jefferson came down here and balled as a rookie.
Oh man, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Yeah, everybody who had decent picks, even and again, some of these guys were available when we picked too. So let's not just act like they just didn't have no options. And that just shows you that just shows you more into the mind of Bill O'Brien. We've talked about something around here about the inability to develop talent. And if you go into a season, no matter what, saying, "Oh, well, rookies can't play because they're not ready," that's on you. That's on the teacher. That's on the coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you see these rookies go everywhere else, like you just mentioned, multiple places, a lot of names that were thrown out on draft night, and they're having success. You know what I'm saying? And not all these are first round guys, and so that just goes back to how bad this guy went. When I try to explain to people, they're like, "Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get where you're saying it could have been built, but it has." Like, I don't know, right? I'm not the biggest football historian, but it can't be. There cannot have been another coach who has done the detriment to his team over the tenure that Bill O'Brien's had. Because I think if any other coach would have been that bad, teams have fired them, would have let them go, like they wouldn't have the. But to have this modicum of success, to have the talent that you had around you, and you still undermine the fuck out of your own team, and it's going to last for the next 2 years at least. You know what I'm saying? Well, the rest of this season, you're going to be impacted by it next year, and you're not going to really kind of shake some of that shit till, the third season down the line. So, 30 for 30 by Billy, I wouldn't watch that bitch. I would not watch that. That would be the most boring 30 for 30. It better be 30 seconds for 30, goddamn.
No, actually, no. I bet different. I actually need that 30 for 30 because I didn't know exactly what was on his mind.
But are they saying that? Are we getting it from Bill's view, or are we getting a real deal about Bill? You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be the perspective. What perspective the 30 for 30 is coming from? You know what I'm saying? Is it are we letting Bill tell his own story, or are we letting the people who were there tell the story about what happened? And can they even be trusted? Because didn't John Perry just come out the other day still supporting Bill? That's my friend, my childhood friend. But you get your bitch ass on with him then. Didn't go. Why don't you leave John Perry?
John Perry.
John Perry. What is he? Not he ain't the backs coach.
Yeah. Shoot. I think Mike Devlin said.
Devlin,
Please get rid of Mike.
Nigga, he shouldn't be allowed to talk in public. Dog. Like, I don't nobody want to hear shit Devlin got to say. That nigga's been the biggest underperformer. He's the equivalent of GM O'Brien, the offensive lineman coach. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But here's the deal, y'all. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit of a short stream today. We have to get ready to wind it down. Hold on. And so, we're ready to wrap it up, and I want to say shout out to Spitz for appreciation for coming through and holding it down. If you guys have not gone and watched the interview with Spitz and Garrick Jones, like I know people have your views and y'all's feelings about whatever, right? Y'all want proven and whatever. People don't get to be great without giving them a chance to prove that they can be great. Go into it, go watch it with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want some of these big names that done this, done that, done that. Y'all know why I have a personal, I personally do like Garrick, and I'm rooting for him. I endorse it if you want to call it. I know y'all mad Wayne endorsing Trump and shit, but I'll endorse Garrick. I'll throw an endorsement out there. I like what he's doing. I like his grassroots. But go check out the interview Spitz did, asking the right questions. And if you like what he said, that's on you. If you don't, that's on you. You make your own decision. But he's telling you how to think around here. We just a conversation. We fans talking to fans. So if y'all haven't seen that video yet, stop bullshitting yourself and go watch that immediately. You need a link to Spitz's channel. It's on the featured channels on the main page of the sauce. It's in the link in the description below. You have no excuse. Top of the screen, y'all see the proper social medias. I actually put the Instagram and Twitter back on I put the Facebook back on my phone too. I took all that shit off because I was tired of notifications. So But that's back on it. So I'm gonna be actually posting shit on the social media. So make sure you're a part of that. GJ for GM, we rocking with it, man. So if you fucking with it, let's do it. Let's do something original. Let's do something Houston. This man wants to be the Houston GM. He don't want to just be a GM. Appreciate the love, Houston, Texas talk. You say it was so bad, Texas ain't even keep videos. That's terrible. But like I say, this is a man that wants to do something for Houston. You know what I'm saying? This man, again. So we talk about finding our own culture and our own identity. Hey, that's a start right there. But Mr. Spitz, anything you want to say before we slide out, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. And like you said, man, y'all go check out that video, man. It's some good, real good conversation. And for really, to be honest, all your questions actually will be answered. Like all your, maybe like I don't really know, he lacks experience, whatever the case may be. We talked about all that.
Yeah.
We talked about all the future candidates that could be possibly up for the job, future coaches. It was a very good conversation, and I think a lot of your questions will be answered if you just watch that video. And I think that you might. I'm pretty sure that you could watch the video with one mindset and leave with another. Yeah. Like I promise you, it's a very good interview. I think y'all should all go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely, go check it out. And if y'all ain't got it here in a minute, I'll make sure to post it. I'll share it on the community channel for those of y'all who be acting remedial, like y'all can't read and shit. You know what I'm saying? Unger to the max, and I think you the Cleveland guy, right? We can make that shake, man. Holla at me. We'll make something shake, and we'll talk about you and your Browns, and your Cleveland Browns, Cleveland, Ohio. You listen to Bone Thugs, buddy? So with that being said, man, folks. Hey, man, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. And for those asking why I got this on, it's nothing special. I just throw a dress shirt and a bow tie on, and then sometimes when I want to look sophisticated and still talk about a bunch of ratchet shit. But I thank y'all, Sauce Nation. Y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. If you are in the Discord, slide in there. I'll probably be in there for a little bit after this. I'll make sure to tag everybody if y'all want to chop it up. If you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/Sauce Sports and become a super saucy member of the tier of this channel, and you can make it happen. But with that being said, we out. You know what I'm saying? We fucks with y'all. Y'all live at 5 and all that good shit, but we got to slide. Cha-cha slide, we gone.
Perfect.
Y'all stay saucy.